Hi folks, welcome back today. I hope you enjoy our Pilates class today. Remember, as always, you must make sure that if any exercise is causing you discomfort or pain, that you don't do it. And you can always contact one of our staff for a chat if you're not sure whether something is right for you or not. So enjoy the class. So we're going to start sitting up tall at the front of the mat, up really tall. Get your shoulder blades back and down and get your head and neck into line. Make sure your back is dead straight. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathe in to prepare, and breathe out. Tuck your chin towards your neck and curl down one bone at a time, stretching your hands to the front of your legs, trying to go forwards rather than back from your hips. Breathe in to stay, and then breathing out, roll back up, stacking the bones one on top of the other, the shoulder blades back and down, and your head and neck in line. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, tuck the chin in and curl down. Nice deep stretch. Breathe in deeply to stay there. And then breathing out, start to curl up one bone on top of the other, up as tall as you can go, shoulder blades back and down, and the head and neck into line. Breathe in to prepare. And breathe out, tuck the chin in and curl down, stretching right down as low as you can go, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Breathe in deeply to stay there. And then breathe out, start to curl back up, stacking your bones one on top of the other, the shoulder blades back and down, and the head and neck into line. Then curl down onto the mat and we'll release out the hips. So in your croup lying position, shoulder blades relaxed, feet lined up at knees and hips, rock the pelvis into neutral. Breathe in and out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathe in to prepare, and breathe out, opening your leg out to the side and slide down the mat. Breathe in, turn it in and slide back up. Keep the core held. Breathing out, open and slide. Breathe in, turn in and back up. Remember to keep the pelvis level. Breathe out, open and slide. Breathe in, turn in and close. Keep the ribs lined with the pelvis. Don't let the back arch. One more on that side. Really trying to turn the hip in the joint. The ball in the socket joint. Turn it. And back up and place that leg. Check the pelvic floor still switched on. Core still working. And breathe out to open the second side. Slide down. Breathe in to come back. Now remember, don't let the stationary, keep it pointing towards the ceiling. Don't let it roll towards the side that is moving. Keep it pointing up towards the ceiling. Breathing in to come back. Two more. Hold that core, keep the tummy nice and flat. And last one. And back to a neutral position. In a neutral position, rocking and out of imprint, we're going to our imprint release and then our hip rolls. So breathing in to prepare, breathe out, pull up inside through your pelvic floor, tighten your core across the front, and breathe out down into your imprint. Breathe in back to neutral, breathe out down into the imprint, ribs and pelvis, don't forget ribs and pelvis, deep imprint. Breathe in back to neutral, just loosen out your back. And breathe in back to neutral. On the next one, we're into hip rolls. So breathing out, ribs and pelvis down into the imprint, tuck the tailbone in, clench your glutes muscle, and peel up just to the back of your rib cage. Breathe in to stay, and breathe out hollow and roll back down, right down to neutral. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, ribs and pelvis down through the imprint, tuck the tailbone in, clench the glutes and peel it up. Just go to the back of the rib cage. Don't go right up onto the shoulders. Breathe in to stay, and breathe out hollow and roll back down. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out. Tailbone in as you're peeling up. Breathe in to stay. And breathe out hollow and roll back down. We're going to stay up on the next one. So breathing in to prepare. Breathe out hollow and tuck the tailbone in. Peel up one bone at a time to the lower ribs. Breathe in, arms up to the ceiling. Breathe out, circle your arms above your head and around to your hips. And breathe in, hollow out your tummy as you roll back down to neutral. Breathing out, tuck the tailbone in, keep the glutes clenched, core switched on. Peel up one bone at a time up to the back of your rib cage. Breathe in, bring your arms up to the ceiling. Breathe out, don't let the ribs rise. Keep them down as you come above your head and circle to your hips. And then breathing in, hollow your tummy as you roll back down to neutral. Core switched on. Breathe out, tuck the tailbone in, clench the glutes and peel up one bone at a time, coming to rest on the low ribs. Breathing in, arms up, pointed towards the ceiling. Breathe out, stretch above your head, but don't let the ribs rise. Keep the ribs down in the imprint as you circle to your hips. And breathe in to hollow and roll back down to the floor. Breathing in, tuck the tailbone, breathing hard, tuck the tailbone in and peel it up. Breathe in, bring your arms to the ceiling. Breathe out, circle above your head and around to your hips. And breathing in, hollow and roll back down to the neutral position. And relax the core. We're going to do our head nods, so keep it in our crook line, feet lined up with knees and hips, the shoulders are relaxed, back of the head is on the mat. Rock your pelvis into that neutral position. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor, tighten the core across the front. Breathe in to prepare, and breathe out, just lengthen the neck, tuck the chin in, and breathe in, back parallel. Breathe out, lengthen and tuck. Breathing in, parallel. Make sure the ribs don't poke up when the chin comes in. Breathe in, back to neutral. 2 more. Back to neutral. You're not lifting the head. Reach up with the chin towards the neck. Now on the next one, we're going into our abs prep. So breathe out, tuck the chin in and roll it up. Breathe in to stay. And then breathe out, keep the back of the neck long as you roll back down to neutral. Core switched on. Breathe out, lengthen the back of the neck, tuck the chin in and roll it up. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, hollow and roll back down. Keep the core on. Breathe out, lengthen the back of the neck, tuck the chin in, lead with your forehead as you roll up, reaching your hands past your legs. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, bring your arms up to the ceiling. And breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, open into a scissors. Breathe in to come back. Keep the chin tucked in. Breathe out, open into the scissors. Really keep the ribs down. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out, open to the scissors. Breathe in to come back. Core working. Breathing in to come back. Chin well tucked in. Forehead is pointing towards your knees. Breathe in to come back. 1 more each side. Back to the middle. Breathe out. Lower the head and shoulders and arms and relax down onto the floor. From here, we're going to do some spine rotations. So roll over onto your side. Get your pillow rolled up into a sausage shape. Rest your ear at the front of the pillow. Shoulder on shoulder, hip on hip, knees bent, put the feet back level with the hips and rock the pelvis into neutral. Make sure that there's a good gap under your ear, under your neck, and that your ear is right at the front of the pillow, so there's a little gap at your waist. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Don't let the hips roll back. Breathe in. Now breathe out, lead with your ribs, roll it back as far as you can go. Breathe in to stay. Now breathe out, roll a little bit further. Breathe in to stay, and then breathe out, roll the whole way back to join the hands. Keep core held. Breathing in, raise up. Breathe out, roll it back. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, roll farther. Breathe in to stay, and breathe out, come the whole way back. Hips don't move. Breathing in, bring the arm up. Keep the core switched on. Breathe out, lead with your ribs as you roll back. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, go deeper. Breathe in to stay. And breathe out to come back. 1 more. Breathing in, arm up. Breathe out, blow. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, go further. And breathe in to come back. And now we're going to do our clams. So pop your hand underneath your ear. Same position, core switched off to begin with. Then breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core. Ribs are in line with the body. Breathe in to prepare. Then breathe out, open up the top leg. And breathe in to close. Now breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in to close. And we're going to stay up next one. So breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in to hold it there. Breathe out, clench your glutes and push it a little bit further. Breathe in to hold it there. And breathe out to come back. Keep the ribs lined with the pelvis. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out, push it a little bit further without letting the hip roll back. Breathe in to hold. And breathe out to close. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in to close or to hold. Breathe out, push it further. Breathe in to hold. And then lower back down. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, push up the top leg. Breathe in to hold it there. Breathe out, push farther without rolling back. Breathe in to hold it there, and breathe out to lower. And breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, straighten the toe up to the ceiling. Breathe out, close the leg back down, and breathe in to lower. Breathe out, open the top leg. Breathe in, point the toe and stretch. Breathe out, close the toes, and breathe in to lower. Now keep the knee pointing up even when you're closing. So breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, point, so you're keeping the knee pointing to the ceiling. Now keep the knee pointing to the ceiling as you breathe out and close the feet, and breathe in to close the legs. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, point. Breathe out, bend. Breathe in to close. Keep the core switched on and the breathing going. And again. Point. Breathe out, close. Breathe in, close the legs. Well done. And now we'll go to the other side. So lying on the other side, again the pillow is rolled up and towards the back of the mat, ear at the front of the pillow, shoulder stacked right on top of shoulder, good gap underneath your neck, hands touch each other, knees are bent, feet are back in line with your body. Rock your pelvis into neutral, breathe in and out and pull up inside the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathing in, bring your arm up towards the ceiling. Now breathe out, roll back, breathe in to stay, breathe out, lower farther. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, come the whole way back. Keep the core held. Breathing in, arm up. Breathe out, roll back. Core working all the time. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, a deep, deep stretch right back. Breathe in to stay. And breathe out, roll back to join the hands. Core working. Breathing in, arm up. Breathe out. Lead with your rib cage as you roll back. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, roll further. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, roll the whole way back. Keep that core working. Breathing in, arm up. Breathe out, lead with your ribs as you roll back. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, roll further. Breathe in to stay. And breathe out the whole way back. Last one. Breathe out, push it right back. And join the hands. Then hand underneath the pillow, we'll do our clamp. So again, in a quick line, core switched off to begin with. Get the spine into neutral, ribs in line with pelvis. Breathe in and out and pull up inside with the pelvic floor. Tighten the core across the front. Hand on the hips so make sure it doesn't move. Breathe in to prepare. And then breathing out, open up the top leg. And breathe in to close. Breathe out, open. And breathe in to close. Now breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in to stay there. Now breathe out, push it a little bit further, tighten your glutes muscle, really feel it working. And breathe in to close. Core really working hard. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in to stay there. Breathe out, push it a little bit further, tighten your glutes. And then breathe in to close. Hold the core. Breathing out, open up the top leg. And slow it a bit more. Breathe in to stay there. Breathe out, open it right back. Breathe in to stay there. And breathe out to close. Breathe in to prepare. Keep the ribs in line. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in to hold it there. Breathe out, tighten the glutes and push further into the movement. Breathe in to hold it there. And breathe out to close. Breathe in to prepare. Core switched on. Breathe out, open up that top leg. Breathe in to hold it. Breathe out, clench the glutes and push further. Breathe in to hold it. And breathe out to close. And again, breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, hold it there. Breathe out, push deeper into the movement, work your glutes muscle. Breathe in to hold it there. And breathe out to close. Now we're going to straighten the leg out. So breathing out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, point your toe to the ceiling. Breathe out, bend your knee, keeping the knees wide. And breathe in to close. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, point and stretch. Breathe out, bend to close the feet. Breathe in to close the clam. Hold the core. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, close. Breathe in to close. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, point and stretch. Breathe out, bend feet together. Breathe in to close. Hold the core right tight, all in line. Breathe out, open up the top leg. Breathe in, point and stretch. Breathe out, keep the knee pointing to the ceiling as you come down. And breathe in to close. Well done. Now we're going over onto our cat curls. So over onto our hands and knees. We're going to get our hands lined up underneath our shoulders, knees lined up underneath our hips. Your spine is in neutral position, your face parallel to the floor and in line with your body. So make sure that that head is dead parallel to the floor. Breathe in through the nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside for your pelvic floor and tighten your core across the front. You really pull in your belly button in towards your spine. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, tuck the tailbone in and push your waist towards your ceiling. Low ribs up, middle ribs up between the shoulders. Tuck the chin towards the neck and lengthen down to look at your knees. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, tailbone out to start to lower your waist down towards the floor. Low ribs down, middle ribs down, down between your shoulders. Get your head and neck into line and face comes up to look out in front. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, tuck the tailbone in and waist up. Low ribs, middle ribs, up between the shoulders, tuck your chin to your neck and down to look at your knees. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, tailbone down and waist down. Low ribs, middle ribs, down between your shoulders, head and neck into line and face up to look in front. Breathe in to stay and breathe out. Breathe in to stay and then breathe out, tuck that tailbone out and waist down. Low ribs, middle ribs, down between the shoulders and head and neck up into line. Now back into your neutral position. Keep the spine in neutral. You're going to really recruit your core really tightly. So you pull your belly button right in towards your spine here. Tuck your toes underneath your feet. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside for the pelvic floor and tighten the core. We're going to do a lift and hold, so breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out, push deep into your toes as you lift your knees, only 1 inch off the floor, and breathe in to stay there. And then just hold it there, breathe nice and gently as we go 10, 9, really hold that core in deep, 8, 7, don't let your back move at all, 5, 4, don't arch on the back, keep it still, 3, 2, 1, and lower to the mat. Good. Now we'll do our breaststroke prep set. So down onto your tummy, forehead on the mat or on the pillow. And we're going to start with our hands underneath our forehead. Our legs are out straight. Okay, you're going to rock your pelvis into neutral position. Try and get your belly button up off the floor or as light on the floor as you can. Breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out, pull up inside for the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathe in to prepare again, and breathe out, raise up your arms, your head and your shoulders. Breathe in to stay, and then breathe out, lower your hands down by your side. Breathe in to stay, and breathe out, lower onto the mat. Keep the core switched off. Breathe out, open the front of the chest, reach your hands way down towards your feet and raise up to look at the mat. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, bring your hands up and rest your palms of your hands facing the floor, but the backs of your hands touching your forehead. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, raise up, hands, elbows, head. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, stretch the hands way down towards your hips. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Make sure you're feeling it up below your rib cage or below your shoulder blades, not down your low back. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, open up the front of the chest, reach your hands towards your feet and raise up. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, bring your hands up, backs of your hands pasted to your forehead. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Keep that belly button off the floor. Breathing out, raise up. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, reach your hands way down towards your feet. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Hold the core. Breathing out, open up the front of the chest and raise up. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, hands up, back to the hands to your forehead. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Last one. Breathing out, raise up. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, hands down by your side. Breathe in to stay and breathe out, lower onto the mat. And we're going to push up to our shell stretch. So bring your elbows back towards your hips. Push up through your shell stretch. So keep your head low, sink down onto your heels and try and let your bum right down onto your heels. Breathe in to stay there. Then breathe out, pull up inside of your pelvic floor and tighten your core. Breathe in to hold it. Then breathe out, hollow your tummy, sit on your heels and roll up just a little bit. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, hollow and roll just a little bit more. Breathe in to stay. And then breathing out, hollow and roll the whole way up to sit. And now we lie down onto the mat. Now it's time for our 100th exercise. So rock your pelvis into neutral, breathe in and out and pull up inside through the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathe in to prepare and then breathe out, bring your ribs and pelvis down into the floor into a deep imprint. Breathing in, first leg to tabletop and breathe out, second leg to tabletop. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, tuck your chin towards your neck, lead to your forehead as you roll up, reaching your hands past your legs. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your chin really well tucked in towards your neck. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't let your back arch, really press your low back into the floor. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only bring your legs as low as you can hold your imprint. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, if your head and neck is starting to get a little bit sore, put your hand behind it. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really hold that deep core, pressing your low back right into the floor. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the chin really well tucked in, don't hurt the neck. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really hold the core, keep it on. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then breathing in, lower your head and shoulders to the floor. Breathing in, lower one leg down, toe heel, catch onto your second leg and pull yourself up to sit. We're going to do the half roll back now. So up tall, shoulders back and down in your head and neck in line. Breathe in through your nose and as you breathe out, pull up inside through the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathing in, arms out, and breathe out, hollow your tummy and roll back. Breathe in forward and reach past your legs. Now remember to lead with your belly button. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathing in to forwards and reach. Keep your head and neck in line. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in, forwards and reach. Listen to the breathing. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathing into forwards and reach. Keep your head and neck in line. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in, forwards and reach. Listen to the breathing. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathing into forwards and reach. Keep your head and neck in line. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in, forwards and reach. Listen to the breathing. Now we're going to do our 4 in a row. So in our crook lying position, feet lined up with knees and hips, shoulders relaxed back and the back of the head on the mat. Breathe in through your nose and as you breathe out, pull up inside of your pelvic floor and tighten your core across the front. Breathe in to prepare and breathe out, bring yourself down into a deep imprint. Breathe in, first leg to tabletop and breathe out, second leg to tabletop. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll up, reaching your hands onto the outside of your knees. And then stretching out, breathing out, stretch out. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out, stretch out. Breathe in to come back. Hold the core. Really keep that core held. Come back to the tabletop, but don't bring your knees up towards your chest. Keep your chin tucked in so you don't strain your neck. Breathe out to stretch out. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out to stretch out. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out to stretch out. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out to stretch out. Breathe in to come back. Hold the core and the neck. Back to the midline. Put your hands behind your head and we're going to stretch up and across. So breathing out, stretch up to the opposite leg. Breathing in to come back. Breathe out, stretch up and across. Breathe in to come back. Hold your core. Breathing in to come back. Think about bringing your ribs towards your pelvis. Really deep in your tummy. Only lower the leg as far as you can without losing your imprint. Hold your core deep. Hold your core deep. And lower your body right onto the mat. Lower your legs, one toe heel and the second toe heel. Now recruit your core muscles, breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside through the pelvic floor and tighten the core. And breathe out, bring yourself down into your imprint. Breathing in, first leg to tabletop, we're doing our scissors. And breathe out, second leg to tabletop. Now breathe in, stretch your two legs up in the air. And breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll up towards your knees. Breathe in to prepare. And then breathe out, open one leg down to the floor and the second one towards your head on a pulse of 2. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out, 1 and 2. Breathe in to come back. It sounds like try to keep your quads dead straight. Bring your head, your forehead towards your knees. Don't poke out with your chin. Keep that core held. Really point the toes and work the quads. Back to the midline and into your tabletop. Lower your head and shoulders. So lower one leg down, toe, heel, and the second leg down, toe, heel. Rock the pelvis into neutral. Now we're going into our double leg stretch. So breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside through the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out, bring yourself down into a deep imprint. Breathe in, first leg to tabletop, and breathe out, second leg to tabletop. Now, hands on the outside of your knees. Breathe in to prepare now. Core's really well switched on. Breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll up. Breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out, stretch out your arms and your legs. Breathe in to circle your hands back to your knees. Breathe out, stretch out your arms and legs. Breathe in to circle back. Keep the core, really keep a deep imprint, and only drop your legs as low as you can keep that imprint into the floor. Breathe out, stretch out your arms and legs. Breathe in to circle back. Keep the core. Hold the core. Keep your chin well tucked in. Breathe out, stretch out your arms and legs. Breathe in to circle back. Keep the core. Real deep imprint, really work your imprint into the floor. And stretch out and stay. 5, 4, 3, don't lose the core. 2, 1, back to the midline. Breathe out, lower your head and shoulders. Breathing in, one leg down, toe, heel, and the second leg down, toe, heel. We're going to do our shoulder bridge now. So rock the pelvis into neutral. Make sure you haven't got any matting underneath your head, that the back of your head is flat on the floor. Knees lined up with hips and feet, and your shoulder blades are relaxed back. Back of the head is on the mat. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside the pelvic floor. Tighten the core across the front and try and maintain your spine in neutral. Breathe in to prepare. Then breathing out, lift the bum straight up in the air. And breathing in, raise one leg up with the toe pointed. Breathe out, flatten and lower down. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. And breathe in, replace that leg. Keep the core held. Breathe out to prepare. Breathe in, lift the second leg up, point it. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. And then bend that knee and lower to the mat. Keep the core held. Breathe in to prepare. And then breathe out, raise up. Breathe in, lift the first leg up with the toe pointed. Breathe out, flatten and lower. But try and keep your quads muscle working. Keep your leg dead straight. And try and come as low as you can without losing the movement. And replace that leg. Breathe in, lift up, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. And replace the leg and lower. Breathe in to prepare. Then breathing out, lift the bum straight up in the air. And breathing in, raise one leg up with the toe pointed. Breathe out, flatten and lower down. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. And breathe in, replace that leg. Keep the core held. Breathe out to prepare. Breathe in, lift the second leg up, point it. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. And then bend that knee and lower to the mat. Keep the core held. Breathe in to prepare. And then breathe out, raise up. Breathe in, lift the first leg up with the toe pointed. Breathe out, flatten and lower. But try and keep your quads muscle working. Keep your leg dead straight. And try and come as low as you can without losing the movement. And replace that leg. Breathe in, lift up, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Breathe in, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. And replace the leg and lower. And we're going to catch onto one leg and pull yourself up to sit. And we do our spine twist. So you're sitting up tall. Again, legs straight if you can. Cross-legged or on the cushion if you can. Shoulder blades back and down and your head and neck in line. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathing in, arms out to the side, palms facing forwards, and try and keep a 180-degree angle. If you see my hands there, you can't see one hand in front or the other behind you at a 180-degree angle. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, rotate around to the side as far as you can go. Release a little tiny bit, and then breathe out, rotate a little further. Release a little tiny bit, and breathe out, rotate a little further. Back to the front, shoulder blades back and down. And breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, release a little. Breathe out. Breathe in, release a little. Breathe out. And breathing in back to the front. Shoulder blades back and down. Keep the arms up. And breathe out, rotate. And again. And again. Don't let the back hand come forwards. Keep it in line. Breathing in to prepare, shoulders back and down. And breathe out, rotate. Keep in line. Back to the front, shoulder blades back and down. And breathe out, rotate. And again. And again. Don't let the back hand come forwards. Keep it in line. Breathing in to prepare, shoulders back and down. And breathe out, rotate. Keep in line. Back to the front, shoulder blades back and down. And rotate. Keep in line. Try and keep your head in line with your breastbone. Back to the front, arms are up, shoulder blades back and down, core switched on, ribs lined with pelvis. And rotate. And rotate. Last one, hold core, breathing out. Back to the front. Back to the middle line and lower your arms down. Bring yourself to the front of the mat. From here, we're going to go into our open leg rocker. So sitting towards the front of the mat, up tall, shoulder blades back and down, and the head and neck in line. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Then breathing in, raise up one leg and catch it with your hand. You're sitting behind your sitting bones at this point. Breathe out as the second leg and try and get into a V shape. Breathe in to prepare, then breathe out, roll back. Breathe in up and try and get your balance when you come back up. So breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in forwards and balance. Try and keep a nice alignment in your trunk. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in up and balance. Really try and hold that core. Breathing in to come up and balance. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to come up and balance. Keep that core held all the time. So breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in forwards and balance. Try and keep a nice alignment in your trunk. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in up and balance. Really try and hold that core. Breathing in to come up and balance. Really hold that leg straight if you can. Breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in, up and balance. Now from there, we're going to bend our two knees, raise our arms up in the air, and breathe out, hollow and roll back down to the mat. Breathe in to prepare. You're starting in that tabletop position. Breathe out, tuck your chin in, and roll yourself up so your arms come up parallel with your legs. Breathe in, raise your upper body up. Breathe out, hollow and roll to the mat. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll up, trying to get your arms coming up parallel with your thighs. Then breathing in, raise your arms up above your head. Breathe out, hollow and roll to the floor. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll up, arms parallel with your legs. Breathing in, raise up. And breathe out, hollow and roll. Breathe in to prepare. You're starting in that tabletop position. Breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll yourself up so your arms come up parallel with your legs. Breathe in, raise your upper body up. Breathe out, hollow and roll to the mat. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll up, trying to get your arms coming up parallel with your thighs. Then breathing in, raise your arms up above your head. Breathe out, hollow and roll to the floor. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, tuck your chin in and roll up, arms parallel with your legs. Breathing in, raise up. And breathe out, hollow and roll. And then lower one leg down, toe heel. Second leg down, toe heel. And relax onto the floor. So we're going to roll over onto our side now. So we're going to do some work on the legs now. Bring your arm up underneath the pillow in between your ear and your shoulder, so you're a long straight line from your fingertips to your toes. Rock your pelvis into a neutral position. Breathe in and out and pull up inside through the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Your shoulders are stacked, your hips are stacked. Push that top leg away to make it longer than the other, so you've got your gap at the waist, and make sure that your pelvis is not rolled back. You must be up on top, so you don't feel the work happening here in the front of the hip. You feel it back in the glutes. So breathe in, lift your leg up with the toe pointed. Breathe out, flatten and lower. With the core switched on really tight, legs and pelvis lined up. Breathing in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, flatten and lower. And we'll stay up in the next one. Now breathing out for half a circle and breathe in for half a circle. So half the circle comes in front of your hip and half the circle goes behind. Hold your core. Make the leg really long, keep the little gap under your waist. And then change the direction. Last circle. And lower the leg. Check core still switched on. Breathe in, lift the top leg up. Breathe out, come up to meet it. Flatten your 2 feet and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, meet, flatten and lower. Hold that core really deep in the front. Breathing in, lift, meet, flatten and lower. Hold your core. And relax back down onto the mat.
Release the core. Then check your spine is still in neutral. Breathe in and out. Pull up inside to the pelvic floor. Tighten the core across the front. Line up the ribs again. Shoulder nice and relaxed. And push that top leg away. Breathe in to prepare. Now breathe out. Lift the two legs up together. Then breathe in. Flatten the feet and lower. So breathe out. Lift, point and stretch. Breathing out to flatten and lower. Sorry, breathing out to lift, point and stretch. Breathe in to flatten and lower. Hold your core. Don't roll back at the bum. Keep it well forwards. Keep the core switched on. Now we're going to pop our hand up over the side of our hip. Stay well up in line. Don't roll back. Core switched on. Breathe in to prepare. And then breathe out. Raise up your arms and core switched on. Breathe in to prepare. And then raise up your upper body and your legs. Breathe in to stay there. And then breathe out to lower back down. Now stay in line, don't roll back. Breathing out, lift and reach. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Breathe out, lift and reach. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Breathe out, lift and reach. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. And bend your two knees up. We're going to do our side bend again. Our heels popped in front of the back ankle or the bottom ankle. Your hand is back in line with your hip, but out further than your shoulder. Rock your spine into neutral again. Breathe in and out and pull up inside for your pelvic floor. Tighten the core. Hand up over your knee. You're going to push down through your feet and onto your hands. So breathe in to prepare and then breathe out, push up and over. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Now hold your core all the time. Breathe out, push up and over. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. Use your bum on the bottom side, use that glute to push up. Well done. Now, arm above the head, pillow in between the ear and the shoulder. Legs nice and straight to get lined up. Rock the pelvis into neutral. Push the top leg away. Breathe in and out. Pull up inside to the pelvic floor. Tighten the core. Make sure you have that little gap at the waist. So breathe in, bring your leg up with the toe pointed. Breathe out, flatten and lower. Keep the top leg long. Breathe in, up, point and stretch. Breathe out to flatten and lower. Make sure you have a gap at the waist all the time. Lift, point and stretch. Breathe out to flatten and lower. Don't roll back. And hold your core. You're going to stay up on the next one. Breathe out for half a circle. Breath in for half a circle. Little small circles. Out for half and in for half. Hold the core. Don't drop back at the hip. Keep the leg really long. Ribs and pelvis are lined up in front. Now change the direction. A little bit behind, feel the glutes kick in. Really work that core. And lower the leg. Check on the pelvic floor and tabs still switched on. And breathe in, lift your leg up with the toe pointed. Breathe out up to meet, flatten the 2 feet and lower. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out, meet, flatten and lower. And release the core. Now stay in line, breathe in and out, pull up inside for the pelvic floor and tighten the core. Push the top hip away, have your gap at the waist. Make sure you do not roll back. Breathe in to prepare and then breathe out, lift your 2 legs up with the toes pointed. Breathe out, flatten and lower back down. Breathe in, lift, point and stretch. Breathe out to flatten and lower. Hold your core. Really work your core muscle out, tight as you can. And pop your hand up over your hip. Breathe in, prepare, core is still switched on. And then breathe out, raise up the upper body and the legs. Breathe in to stay and breathe out to lower. And relax back down, well done. Now bend up at the two knees. Now we're going to roll over onto our tummy. So we're going to do our swimming now, our full swimming. So that your arms out above your head, your belly button is up off the floor, and you breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core. Breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out, raise up both your arms and your legs at the same time. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lower back down onto the mat. So when you're doing this, really try and keep your belly button off the floor or as light on the floor as you can. And you're really holding your core as deep as you can, just doing movement with your hip and your shoulder. So the belly button off the floor again, breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathe in to prepare. And then breathe out, raise up your arms and your legs at the same time. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stretch the arms out as long as you can. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make your legs really long. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower down onto the mat. Your belly button is up off the floor, and you breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor and tighten the core. Breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out, raise up both your arms and your legs at the same time. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lower back down onto the mat. Well done. So we're doing our breaststroke now. So you're facing the mat, your legs are out straight, you rock your belly button up at the floor. Again, you're trying to get that little gap so you can put your hand right in underneath, you see there, right in underneath the tummy. If not, try and keep your belly button as light on the floor as you can. You start with your face down towards the mat and your hands are by your ears. Now think of the breaststroke, you're blowing out as you dive into the water, and then you're breathing in as you circle your hands around and come up for air, and try and bring your hands back to your hips. So spine in neutral. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, pull up inside the pelvic floor and tighten the core across the front. Breathing in to prepare, then breathe out, dive forwards like you're diving into the water, your head's just hovering, and then breathe in, circle around and come up for air, but don't see them at the floor above your mat, keep your face pointing down. Breathing out, dive forwards, breathe in, circle around and up for air. So breathing out, low as you dive forwards, breathe in, circle around as you come up for air. Feel it just at the level of your shoulder blades, not in your low back. Your feet shouldn't come off the floor and your low back shouldn't arch. So breathing out low as you dive forwards. Breathe in, circle around as you come up for air. Keep your belly button off the floor. And lower down onto the mat. So now we're going to pull up into our shell stretch. So bring your elbows back into line and near your hips. push up onto your elbows with your knees. Sit back, keeping your head low between your elbows. Sit right back onto your heels. Breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull up inside to the pelvic floor, tighten the core. Breathe in to prepare. Now breathe out, hollow your tummy. Try to sit your bum a little bit more down onto your heels as you lift your belly button from your thighs. Breathe in to stay there 1/3 of the way up. Breathe out, hollow, and roll up a little bit more. Breathe in to stay there. And then breathe out, hollow, and roll the whole way up, stacking your bones right up on top of each other, shoulder blades back and down, and the head and neck in line. And we get into our kneeling position. Now we're going to do our leg pull front. So we're going to start off bringing your two hands out about 6 inches or foot in front of you. Push yourself up into your press up position and get your bum down into line with your spine. Make sure the core is fully recruited and your heels are pushed towards the floor. Then breathing in, raise up one leg. Breathe out, push forwards, push back and lower. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, push forwards, push back and lower. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, push forwards. Breathe in, back. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, forwards, back and lower. Breathe in, lift. Keep the core switched on. Push, back and lower. Core working, lift. Don't let the spine arch. Back and lower. Really work the tummy. Push forwards, push back and lower. Hold that core. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, push forwards. Breathe in, back. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, forwards, back and lower. Breathe in, lift. Keep the core switched on. Push, back and lower. Core working, lift. Don't let the spine arch. Back and lower. Really work the tummy. Push forwards, push back and lower. Hold that core. And lift. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, forwards. Breathe out, back, in, back. Breathe out, lower. Breathe out, lift. Forward, back and lower. And back down onto your knees. Well done. And now we lie down onto the mat. So we're going to stretch out, so legs down straight. Bring your left knee up towards your right shoulder, catch it with your right hand and pull it across. Try and keep your left hip down on the ground. If you want to give it a little bit of a rub into your glutes, you can. And bring your left knee onto your chest and straighten up your left leg. Keep your toe point towards the ceiling and pull the left knee towards your thigh as much as you can while you try to straighten the knee as much as you can. Keep the other leg down flat if you can. And bend up your right knee, pop your left ankle onto your right knee. Take your two hands, catch your right leg in behind your knee and pull it up towards you. And use your left elbow to push your left knee out a little bit. You can use your right hand to pull your left foot down a little bit to get more of a stretch. And you're able to get stretch in at the back of the hip. Now place your right foot down, left leg slides down onto the mat, and you're going to bring your right knee up towards your left shoulder, pull it up and across. Again, you can use your right hand to loosen out your right glutes there at the back if you want, a little rub. Now your right knee onto your chest and stretch your right leg up above your head. Catch it with your hand, give it a good stretch. And then bend up your left knee. Pop your right ankle onto your left knee. Turn the right leg out. Catch your left knee underneath with your hands. Pull it towards you. Use your right elbow into your left knee to push it further. And your left hand to pull your foot down if you wish. To get a little bit more of a stretch. Try and leave your head relaxed on the mat while you're doing these. And then lower the leg down. And you can pull yourself up to sit or come up through the side. Well done. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again next week. Again, if you have any problems at all, just give us a call, and hopefully you will be back again to join us for another class.